This video is brought to you by True Tales of Buried Treasure, the largest collection of old treasure magazines in the West. On our website, you can search for individual treasure stories by region, or buy our original magazines themselves. To pay us a visit, please click on the link in the description. Enjoy. Utah Valley, an unlikely land for a hidden treasure, harbors a secret mine. This mine's existence predates the arrival of white men in the Great Basin and was known to the Ute Indians for centuries. It patiently awaits rediscovery, nestled within the vicinity of flourishing farms and bustling highways. Centuries ago, Father Silvestre Vélez de Escalante ventured into the rugged Wasatch Mountains, crossing into what he named Timpanogotsis Valley, now known as Utah Valley. In September of 1776, the first white explorer marveled at the precious minerals he encountered there. In his diary, he eloquently described the valley as the most pleasing, beautiful, and fertile site in all New Spain. The eastern Sierras, adorned with rivers, springs, and majestic timber, including royal and other pines, revealed veins teeming with minerals. Although Father Escalante's primary mission was to find a shorter route from Santa Fe to Monterey and spread Christianity, he couldn't help but notice the abundance of valuable minerals during his travels. As he reached the banks of the Los Animas River, his keen eyes surveyed the landscape, taking in the remnants of a forgotten past. The meadows whispered tales of ancient civilizations, their irrigation ditches now mere vestiges of a once thriving community. Ruins of grand settlements stood as silent witnesses, while the ghostly specters of smelting furnaces hinted at the metals that were once shaped by skilled hands. Before the arrival of the white men, the Indians had known the secrets of gold and silver. Deep in their hearts, they understood the value of these precious metals, long before the Spanish miners ventured into the rugged mountains of New Spain. The footsteps of those who came before were imprinted in the annals of history, like Don Juan Maria de Rivera, who treaded upon these lands in 1761, and Nicolás de la Fora, who followed suit in 1765. But the earliest explorers to set foot in Utah were led by the intrepid Capt. Garcia Lopez de Cardenas in 1540. Although the avowed purpose of these expeditions was to save the souls of the Redskins, the lure of precious metals could not be ignored. The Spanish miners, with their sharp eyes and skilled hands, recognized the untapped wealth hidden within these mountains. They knew that the treasures of gold and silver were waiting patiently for those bold enough to seek them. And seek them they did, for the promise of these riches was a siren song that echoed through the canyons and beckoned the adventurous souls who dared to venture into the unknown. Most of them famous mines were lost to white men forever after the Great Indian Uprising of 1680. The Spanish miners and priests were either killed. As Father Escalante described it, the attacks were fierce, causing great consternation and leading to the ruin and abandonment of Spanish settlements and Christian Indian pueblos on the frontiers. All mining activities came to a halt, resulting in a decrease in royal income and an increase in military expenses. Following the Indian Uprising, there was little mining activity in the northern mountains of the Great Basin until the Escalante expedition of 1776 and the arrival of mountain men and fur trappers 30 years later. Although a few small groups did venture into the region, there are no known records of them rediscovering the fabled lost mines that once filled the vaults of the Spanish king with precious bullion. When the first Mormon immigrants settled in Utah Valley, nestled beneath the towering Sierra de los Timpanogotsis, they sought to till the land and cultivate a new life. However, they soon discovered that the land held more than just fertile soil. Arriving in Mexican territory in 1847, the Mormons frequently witnessed Spanish mule trains laden with precious ore traversing Spanish Fork Canyon. One settler, Mormon V. Selman, vividly recalled an encounter with such a train in 1852. The mules carried burdens that seemed disproportionate to their size, but were undoubtedly laden with valuable cargo. The Mexicans guarded their camp fiercely, allowing no one to approach. Rumors circulated that Indians had attacked the men near Chicken Creek, stealing the mules and their mysterious cargo. Yet the settlers suspected foul play, for the Indians possessed fine horses and had no need for mules. It was widely believed that white men disguised as Indians sought to lay claim to the precious contents concealed within those enigmatic packs. During those days of the Old West, when the land was wild and untamed, the sight of Mexican or Spanish pack trains was a common occurrence for us pioneers. But let me tell you, not all those Spaniards were up to any good. Some of them had a dark side, stealing Indian children to sell them off as slaves in Santa Fe. In the year 1852, a Spanish pack train, maybe the very one Selman spoke of, met its match in Spanish Fork Canyon. Marshal William H. Kimball, a man of justice, stopped them dead in their tracks. You see, these miners had been caught red-handed, for they had those stolen Indian children with them. The packers confessed that they had taken these poor souls from a camp close to the mines where they were howling that precious silver ore. It was a camp on the Provo River, not far from the mighty Mount Timpanogos. Brigham Young, the prophet of the Mormons, had laid down the law in the new territory. Slavery was forbidden, and Young made sure of it. Within just a few short years, you wouldn't find those Mexican or Spanish slavers in Utah Valley anymore. Young knew that mining and the search for riches could bring a swarm of outsiders, threatening to overrun his small group of pioneers. He warned his followers time and again not to go chasing after those lost mines. "I can stand right here in my own doorway and see the riches of the earth, gold and silver gleaming in the distance," he once said in 1849. But the time ain't right for the saints to dig for gold. Our first duty is to cultivate the land, to harness its agricultural resources. As for the treasures buried deep in the earth, let 'em be. Let 'em rest while we tend to the soil. The Spanish pack trains slowly disappeared from Utah Valley, no longer seen in the rugged terrain. The stolen Indian children were set free, and the lost mines remained hidden, their secrets locked away in the depths of the earth. Young's cautionary words echoed in the hearts of his followers, reminding them to focus on the path of righteousness and the cultivation of the land, rather than the allure of untold riches. One of the earliest settlements in Utah Valley emerged at Mountainville, now known as Alpine. These brave pioneers faced countless hardships as they toiled on the unforgiving rocky soil, but their determination prevailed. Over time, their dairy herds flourished and orchards bloomed, bringing prosperity to the community. The settlers marveled at the silver-lead ore the local Indians would bring from the treacherous canyons of Mount Timpanogos. It was used to fashion bullets and crude ornaments. However, they heeded Brigham Young's cautionary words and refrained from pursuing the Indians' hidden treasure. For those who contemplated such a quest, Young's visit to Mountainville dispelled their curiosity. He acknowledged the wealth within the mountains, but emphasized that it was not yet time for its discovery. As the pioneers settled into their newfound security, thoughts of the Indians' secret mines began to occupy their minds. They wondered if the source of the Indians' ore was the same as the one the Spaniards had once extracted from. Yet, despite their curiosity, attempts to follow the Indians into the wild canyons proved fruitless. Other endeavors to extract the secret's whereabouts from the Indians were equally unsuccessful. The hidden mines remained just that, hidden. The farmer named Hall had befriended an old Indian, who, in his twilight years, shared a meager clue with his benefactor. But the Indian's words were enigmatic, for he would only say, "You will find it only if a big fire comes, or if a flood washes out of the canyon." What did he mean? Was he implying that the hidden mine or ledge lay concealed beneath a thick cover of brush or timber, waiting to be revealed by a forest fire? Or perhaps the entrance was obscured by rocks, only to be exposed by a mighty flood? The answer eluded everyone. However, the search need not be an arduous one, for the settlers agreed on one point: the Indians always departed Mountainville in the late afternoon, likely to deter pursuit. Yet, they unfailingly returned by noon the following day, laden with as much silver-lead ore as they could carry. And their path always led to the deep canyons on the western slopes of Mount Timpanogos. Some fortunate men had followed them into American Fork Canyon, only to lose their trail amidst the labyrinthine ravines and side canyons. Most mining experts concurred that the canyons of Mount Timpanogos offered unparalleled potential for the discovery of mineral veins. In the vicinity, the Alta mining district, a few miles to the north, had yielded vast riches from renowned mines like the Emma. Nearby districts such as Park City and Eureka had also gained worldwide recognition as prosperous silver camps. The allure of untold wealth lay within reach, concealed within the rugged embrace of these canyons. In the untamed 1870s and 1880s, when adventure was the currency of the land, a tale of riches and lost treasures unfolded in the heart of American Fork Canyon. Nestled at the mouth of Mary Ellen Gulch, just west of the desolate Graveyard Flat, a humble mining camp named Forest City emerged. Its rise to prominence was fueled by the Aspinwall Mining Co. of New York, who invested a staggering $400,000 to construct the narrow-gauge American Fork Railroad, connecting the camp to the illustrious Sultana smelter. Forest City became a beacon of hope, as mines like the Wild Dutchman, Live Yankee, Belle Orphan, and Miller's Hill yielded small fortunes from a complex limestone ore, rich in glittering gold and shimmering silver. But these treasures paled in comparison to the elusive bounty hidden within the secret Indian mine. Alas, it lay far from the grasp of Mountainville, a place where a man could venture out at dusk, fill his pockets with untold wealth, and return before the sun reached its zenith. Now little remains of the once thriving Forest City. The mines that once echoed with the sound of progress are now nothing more than collapsed tunnels, swallowed by nature's embrace. Tourists flock to American Fork Canyon, drawn by the allure of the renowned Timpanogos Cave, oblivious to the multitude of unexplored caverns that lie hidden in the depths. Could it be that the old Indian's cryptic words alluded to one of these uncharted realms? Did he speak of a cave that only fire or a raging flood could reveal? Or perhaps Brigham Young's warning, whispered in caution, still holds true: the time for its discovery has not yet come. Somewhere, a mere few hours' hike from the faded memories of old Mountainville, lies the answer. In one of the treacherous canyons strewn with rugged boulders, at the foot of the majestic Mount Timpanogos, there exists a ledge, a forgotten mine, or perchance an ore vein concealed within the sanctuary of a hidden cave. It was a place where the Indian tribes once toiled, extracting the precious silver-lead ore that held the promise of wealth beyond measure. Its existence predates the arrival of Father Escalante in Utah Valley, and it remains steadfast to this day. But where, you may ask? As the wise Spanish saying goes, "Quién sabe?" Who knows? Only the land itself holds the secret, waiting patiently for those bold enough to seek the truth buried within the ancient canyons and timeless peaks. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to read the original article or purchase the magazine from which it was taken, please check out our website, truetalesofburiedtreasure.com.